Hi, welcome to the Elevated Aesthetics Podcast. I'm Brittany Perez.
I'm Courtney Burke.
And we are excited to talk to you about self-care today. So, Court, what's in your cup?
I have no idea, actually. Haley made our drinks today, and it kind of tastes like
Is it not protein?
Uh-uh.
Mine's water. So.
But what flavor? Mine's green.
Apple? Green apple?
I think that's mine too, which is my favorite. But anyways.
We both have some pretty big goals for this year, both personally and professionally. So we wanted to chat a little bit about that. For me, my personal goal is to do a little bit more self-care and do a little bit more mindset improvement and read more. I also want to try to take a self-care day maybe once a month because I get so focused on growing the business and doing all of the professional things that I forget sometimes to take a little bit of a break. So mentally, like mental health wise, I feel like I need to step back a little bit. So I have adjusted my schedule in the clinic to have a little bit less patient facing time and a little bit more personal and business development side.
Like reflecting.
Yeah. To
grow that's myself. Important. Like right now you're going through all these emotions of, different hormone changes, learning how to do a business, learning how to cope with, now Tony's gone a week, home a week, gone a week, home a week. So it's like a whole adjustment. So I think that's going to be really healthy for you and Andy and your family. That'll be good.
I think so too. I just need to figure out what I can do to get away, because if I have my computer or my phone,
you never stop working. That's the thing.
I know. And so I have to have something. So for example, I went to Tab and I, my sister, went
you need like a lock on your computer.
I need a box with a timer. Tab and I actually went to a place that's off a 9 Mile called the Float Spa, and it's 30 or 60 minutes. I actually don't remember, but it's total isolation.
Well, y'all weren't even in the same room.
No. Oh. You have your own little float pod, and you're laying back in the warm water, and it's totally pitch black, dark, and you can play music or you can have it quiet, whichever you prefer. And you just lay there, and it's almost like a little bit of a meditation. I made my mind go silent. And it was really hard because I kept trying to bring up like business things.
I feel like in the silence though, that's when your brain, like whenever you're laying down at night, you're like, at least for me.
And it did at first, and I had to keep like bringing myself back to, this is supposed to be relaxing. You're not supposed to be working.
Did you feel like Avatar? Avatar gets in the box. Did it feel kind of like an Avatar?
Maybe a little bit. But it was really good, and I haven't been back yet. I need to go back. Actually,
how deep is the water?
Do you feel like you're gonna drown? No, it's only like a couple of feet. It's just enough to float.
I can't float.
It's like being in a bathtub.
I can't float.
They actually have these little neck things so you can like lean in.
I sink. I try to float in the pool and I just sink.
But that was really good for me. So it has to be something where I'm isolating myself away, and that's what I tell Katie too. I'm like, let's go somewhere where our phones don't work because otherwise we both work all the time.
That's very true.
Yeah. What do you do for self-care?
I really have a hard time committing time for myself. I do go to the gym, and that's like my away zone. And I have to read first thing. Like I read the verse of the day first thing whenever I wake up. And if I don't read something in the morning, I feel off. If I don't go to the gym in the morning, I feel off. So going to the gym has really helped me kind of decompress and de-stress and get my mind mentally prepared. Like I'm going to kill the day today. Because I challenge myself on lifting heavier and heavier. So I love challenging myself and having little goals throughout the day. I love making a to-do list, and I love scratching off whenever you complete something. Because I feel like my mind's always rushing. Like I literally will wake up in the middle of the night saying, oh, I got to do this, I got to do this, got to do this, got to do this. So I just write a list, and then whenever you mark it down, it is so like that to me is self-care. So I'm like, I did it, and it's not just constantly like floating back there. Working in this industry, being able to get services has really helped me too with my confidence. Not even filler and Botox, but just the skincare itself, being able to have healthy skin, from going from being pregnant, having all that crazy acne, to being able to have chemical pills, microneedling, and all that. It helps I love that.
And I think that skin is even more important than all of the volume replacement and all of those things.
Because it is an
Especially
organ.
at your age, you're 24,
Yeah.
and you're taking such good care of your skin now. You came from a place of not wearing sunscreen and going
Tanning
to a
and tanning bed. I worked in a tanning salon, and I would not cover my face. I love the way it looks to be red. That's why I love blush. It's my favorite. I love to be red. I love to be red and orange.
Let me see those hands.
They're pretty good. They're not terrible. But yeah, I loved it, and self tanner has come a long way.
It has. Have you ever tried the nose spray for tanning? They have like a
DHA spray.
Even some pill you can take. That weirds me out. So those are your personal goals and your self-care goals. What about professionally?
I'm going back to school. I was on this whole journey of wanting to be a teacher, and the Lord kind of closed that door, and literally I fell into this.
And you're a teacher here.
It's funny how that all worked out. God's plan. But so I'm going to go back and finish my 4-year degree on just general education, just so I can close that book and be done with it, and then eventually go back to do something with IVs. I love it. I want to be the IV queen. I want to be able to offer IVs, hydration with giving a hydration facial.
Those go so well together, I think.
And that's like a goal of mine. I want to do that. Whatever I need to do to be able to do IVs is what I'm going to do. Hopefully this year, at least finish school. What about you?
I am really comfortable with the injecting perspective of my job, and I would say, moderately comfortable with the actual skincare product part. So I came from an esthetician background. I did aesthetic school back in 2006, and then I worked at Clinique. So I practiced with it a little bit, and I have a good understanding of skin types, but I want to dive more into ingredients with skin and focus on more laser training. Katie's amazing at laser. She's taught me so much, but I want to understand the
technology behind it, or
the
something.
technology, the mechanics of why we're doing it and why we're using certain wavelengths, not just use a setting on this patient.
Right.
Like, I want to know the science behind it, because then ultimately, once you know the science behind the lasers, you could pick up any device and you would know how to use it.
Like a little mechanic.
Yeah, that's
mechanic woman.
I like that. So I would say more skin ingredients, more laser training. There's actually a laser conference coming up in April in Baltimore. I'm trying to get Katie to go with me. I think that would be really good for me. So I'm always developing my injecting skills, but I feel like I've done a lot of that training, and I want to kind of develop more skin expertise at this point.
So what is a goal you have for me?
You is for you to finish your bachelor's degree, because I know how much you really want to do that.
Yeah.
And I know that you can do it. It's 5 classes. You can get it done really quickly.
Elective classes,
yes. My other goal for you in your 10-year plan with me is for you to be an injector, even though you say that you're not going to do that. That's my long-term goal for you. My short-term goal for you is to complete your acne certification, because I know how much you value that, and how much you really want to educate on it, and how much it means to you personally.
Yeah.
And I want to see you develop those skills to be able to communicate with patients on the level of expertise. So you already have a lot of education based on skin and acne, but I want you to be the expert.
Yes, me too.
Because that's what you really want for yourself. So I want for you what you want for yourself. I have other goals for you too that I'm not going to talk about on camera, but those are my primary ones. What is your goal for me?
It's so hard because you literally do everything. You are the goal. Because you do everything. You constantly educate yourself. You are constantly educating others. You're always learning. You're always pushing yourself. You have so much faith in yourself, even whenever you don't feel like you do. My goal would be, this is like a long-term goal. I feel like a 10-year plan goal is, I want you to be an attorney. You can do it, and you would be so good at it.
In all my free time.
You would do it. I'm telling you, you would be so good. 2 years. 2 years.
If you're wondering why Courtney wants me to be an attorney, why don't you tell them why you want me to be an attorney?
I can't say it in a nice way. Like, she's just always right, and she has the facts. She does someone's job better than they can do their job.
I don't know about all that, but
Yes.
but I feel like I hate to see people being taken advantage of. And it's so rampant in the healthcare industry, not even just in aesthetics, but in the healthcare industry in general. And so I'm not going to stop doing aesthetics and go be an attorney and leave this behind. But I think that there's actually a lot of overlap. And for me, there's so many things that are important from the legal standpoint. And we're working with a compliance officer, and she's helping us a lot.
And just knowing the laws,
yes,
like to a T, to the point you can defend that, is just a huge advantage in this industry anyways.
And that would be where I would lead from, because for me, there's so many new injectors that I'm trying to mentor, and I know a lot of things,
especially with method.
Yeah, with mentoring the students in method for sure. And I know a lot of legality in Florida in particular, but from an overall perspective of starting a med spa, being an injector, what your liabilities are, what you need to do to be compliant, that's so important, because you could lose your license and you could hurt someone. And for me, I want to do what's right. And so yes, I think that that's something that I will eventually do.
And you love like defending what's right.
Yes.
It doesn't matter the person. You're not picking sides based on people. You're picking sides based on what's right and what's wrong.
Yes.
And you're very like strong-willed on that. And I just think that you would thrive in that for sure.
I would love it. I would love it for sure. I think the balance right now for me is I have so many goals and trying to prioritize what I want to do. For Mila, we have a goal of opening 10 locations in 10 years. And that's just to spread Mila and method. We want to spread education. The whole idea behind Mila is to take amazing care of our staff and our patients. It's not going to be a factory, like just trying to get patients through quickly.
Right.
We really want to focus on customized care and giving the best quality,
luxurious experience.
Yeah, the best quality care that we can, making people feel valued, whether it's the patient or the employee. And then for method, we want to continue to advocate for excellent education in the aspect of we learn anatomy, we learn rheology, we're doing tons of hands-on injections, we are giving you mentoring afterwards, we're helping develop you long term so that you're not taking a weekend course and then thinking you can go open your own place and be safe. It's not about you can do that.
Yeah, it's not about like confidence.
It's about safety, because until you have at least a year of experience under your belt, you need a mentor. You need someone to be able to reach out to. And
anybody needs a mentor.
Yeah, you need to have someone to reach out and say, is this normal? What would you do in this situation? And so with method, that's what we advocate for, is the safety perspective more than anything. So having those locations with Mila and method together allows us to expand and offer amazing care. And speaking about Mila and method, like one of my big goals for the company as well is to find a philanthropic organization that we can support for the companies.
Right.
And so I'm still trying to think through what I want to do with that, but I want us all to be able to get in the community and volunteer and offer our time up, because for me, that's self-care too. Like helping other people.
It feels good to you.
It does.
I was actually talking to Jacob about that. It was like, like we're helping them and they're so grateful that we're helping them, but in reality, they're helping us too.
Yes.
Like they're doing something to us that, that you can't take away. And it just feels good to give back, and not even for bragging rights. Like do it in silence, do it behind the scenes. That's what's so honoring and humbling, is to just help those in need. They're appreciative and we're appreciative too. And I think I would love that. I love helping those in need. That's like my heart. I go after a hurting heart, and I love that. Like I love helping
You're
people.
You're a caretaker.
Very much so. Very much.
A snack giver and a caretaker. Yeah, so that's one of my main goals for this year, is to figure out what organization I want to work with. And it doesn't have to be just one. We can do multiple, but I want all of us to kind of bond in that way and have team building in a philanthropy aspect as well.
Yes.
What I really want to know is what our listeners do for self-care.
Yeah.
Because I need some ideas.
It would be great to have ideas. Like I know I follow Savannah Boda. She's like one of my favorite people, and her thing is she takes a bubble bath every day. First thing in the morning, she takes a bubble bath, and her
First thing in the morning.
First thing in the morning.
I miss my bath. I gotta walk in the shower. I
Yeah,
need to work on that.
I would love to know what other people do.
So please tell us what you do for self-care. If it is, going for a walk or going to the spa or some creative ideas that you have, we need all the ideas to take better care of ourselves. But thank you for listening, and we will see you next time.
Bye.